and vortexracing.com. You can save yourself 40%. Use Pulp 2014 at Vortex, and we're happy to have them on the show. From the V3 motocross bar to the sprocket, like we were talking about, Vortex Racing is owned and operated by guys just like you, or me, or you, whatever. It's Vortex Racing. Check them out, bro. That was Godsmack, Berluti. You missed them, but that's okay.
No, I didn't miss them.
You got a little bit of them? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Vortex.
Do you like that, or I thought you'd give me some shit or something?
No, that's good. I mean, it's no Van Halen, and,
Steve, I mix it up, though. That's the difference between you and me. You can't listen to Van Halen every day.
Who says?
Or 24 hours.
Who says that?
And I love Van Halen. They're one of my number
says that?
one. Well, okay.
But no, you're right. I do switch it up every now and then.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, Vortex Racing is happy, pleased, proud to present our next guest on the show. He's a newly assigned Honda Muscle Milk factory rider from the TLD team, full-time 450 guy next year, the Cole Seeley. Cole, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How are you? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good, and I'd like to put my perspective on. You can listen to Van Halen every day.
Yeah? You like him that much, too, huh?
Yeah, I'm a classic rock guy.
Nice.
Sammy or DLR for you?
Sammy.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
I knew I liked Seeley. For a reason. You know what, though? Hey, I've been getting into the DLR stuff in the last year and a half more than I ever had before. So I'm actually I used to never listen to David Lee stuff, but now I'm okay. Some of it's good, man. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's pretty
wake up
great
and
coming
turn
from
on right
Seeley.
now every morning. That piano riff just really gets your day started on the right foot.
Right? We're going to have more Cole Seeley on the show.
Yeah,
I can
bet
tell you
you
right
are,
now.
yeah.
Hey, when I talked to you at Utah, you said you got a permanent number, and you were like, I'm going 21. And you went with 14. Why the change? And it doesn't matter to me. I think it's cool either way. 14's rad. But what made you think about it, taking the 14?
Well, yeah, I thought 21 just because I had assumed that Martin was taking 14 and
Yep.
Webb 17 and Bogle 19. So I didn't even think that it was going to be open or anything like that. And then when they called me, they told me that 14 was also open, and I hadn't even thought about it yet. So
yeah,
I was like, give me 5 minutes. Let me think about this for a second. So
right.
Yeah, just kind of. I was actually in Hawaii, so I called I called my best friend Lance. I called my mechanic. I called everyone in my corner, and I'm like, what do you guys think? And
right.
We all kind of agreed 14, and that's what I was kind of leaning towards anyways. But
yep. No,
yeah,
14 strong. And you texted Wyndham, or you called Wyndham or something?
Yeah, I just shot him a text just to kind of. I mean, I know he wasn't going to say no, but I feel like it's respectful and all that to just
for sure.
You've had the number for so long. It's just he'd appreciate it. So
yeah. I also didn't think Jeremy was taking 6. I really didn't. I thought 6 had some sort of pox on it where nobody wanted it. So
yeah, I don't know why. I mean, if I had an opportunity to get a single digit, I'd take whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's cool.
Well, hey, congrats on the gig. How's it going so far? How's everything working out?
It's been good. I've had 3 days on the bike now, and it's been awesome. Just testing and fine tuning everything, and before we really get into the heavy riding stuff. So yeah, it's been awesome. Obviously have worked with the team in the past, so it's nothing new. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, and in a way too, the bike is very similar. So you can really get it going. There's no learning curve really with the people, with the personnel, or with the machine because you filled in enough times where the bike isn't that much different either. So it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just like stepping in when I filled in already, and we kind of already have a setting and kind of know where to start, and everyone gets along, and it's just it's a good time. So I'm pumped on it.
702-586-7857. If you got a question for the Cole Seeley, new number 14, Cole Seeley. Hey, did you obviously you've been a Honda rider for a long time now and put in some great results and filled in for them. Was it a no-brainer when they came to you to ride for them, or were you close to going somewhere else? Was there a bit of a bidding war going on, and what made you decide Honda in the end?
No, there was no bidding war or anything like that. I had one other offer, but yeah, when they stepped in, it was like,
Right.
yeah, no, I mean, no
Right.
question. I want to be on this team. At first I was kind of bummed they didn't send me an offer yet, and then when it finally came along, I was so stoked because that's obviously where I wanted to be and what I wanted to end up on. So,
right.
It was a no-brainer for me.
How was your outdoors? What'd you think of your outdoor season this year? Pretty consistent. You got on the podium at Glen Helen, which is awesome. And you might have made the podium at Hangtown. You were flying that day. But overall, what'd you think between all the 24 motos?
Yeah, I give it like a B minus. I don't know. I just expected, especially after Glen Helen, to be more towards the front, but at Hangtown, I was riding really well, but I actually crashed pretty hard, and I kind of scared myself. So I hadn't hit my head in a while, and yeah, it was kind of scary. But I think I kind of rallied myself there, and it just took me a little bit longer than I thought to get back.
Yeah, because Glen Helen was great, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Because really, I mean, we've seen you've made the podium in the 450 race. You've run up front. I think you won a heat race, I think. Maybe not, but you came up close anyways. We all know your supercross speed. We've seen it. And if there's one area where, you've got to step up, it's the outdoors. And so that's why I ask. Like, I think it was a good outdoor season for you. You did show that, you can improve and you can get better.
Yeah. I'm happy with it. It was definitely a step in the right direction. So that's the main thing I can take away from it. And, going into I think the 450 is going to suit me a lot better indoors and outdoors. So,
right.
I've never raced a 450 outdoors, but I feel like it's just the bike's better fit for me. The way I ride it is a lot, I don't know, more suiting for me. So I think the outdoors will be even more successful on a 450.
Yeah, you're not a guy that sort of turns his brain off and just grabs throttle, which is what you need outdoors at times. You know what I mean? In the 250 class, that's what you need. And you're a little more of a thinker, a little more of a guy that sets up and picks lines and stuff. So
yeah.
I know. Unfortunately, God blessed me with a brain, so I can't turn it off.
Yeah, like in the 250 outdoor class, it's just like, you know what? I don't care about what lines. I don't care where I'm going. I don't care if my feet stay on. I'm pinning it, and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I know. I
don't work.
Think about the consequences, and it's hard to block that out. But I feel like that, like 250 especially, lack of power. You have to carry so much momentum, and a lot of the times you're so on edge, for 30 plus 2 laps.
Yeah.
And I think the 450 is going to be a little bit better fit for me outdoors.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, your teammate Trey Kennard ended the outdoor season with a bang, so the bike's capable of winning.
Yeah, exactly. And Trey was out here last week, and I got to kind of hang out and spend some time with him, and we get along really well. So it's always a plus having a teammate that you get along with. And,
yeah.
I kind of want to be a sponge to him, just absorb all of his knowledge and he's got so much talent. So I just kind of want to feed off that especially for outdoors and, better myself as a rider.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you those scrubs. Sweet Jesus! I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if there's anybody better. Like even James.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
All right.
Sure.
Oh,
I remember one year at Jacksonville when they had probably the last year they had Jacksonville Supercross. He scrubbed one of the triples and blew a tough block off the face, and it was the most epic shot ever.
Yeah. I think he scrubbed by Wyndham or Chad, and you're like, oh, and he was a 250 guy, and you were like, oh shit, what's he doing?
Yeah.
This guy can't do that. Don't you know who you're scrubbing by?
Yeah.
702-586-7857. You got a question for Cole Seeley. I don't know if you guys are going to be Muscle Milk next year. I felt like saying Honda Muscle Milk. Are you going to be Muscle Milk next year? Do we know that?
I don't know the title sponsor. I just say factory.
Factory Honda. You're doing Monster Cup?
Yes, I'm doing Monster Cup.
All right. Anything else overseas or anything else? Straight rhythm? Would you do straight rhythm?
No, I actually just pulled out of straight rhythm.
Okay.
I just kind of want to, and as far as overseas go too, I kind of want to just stay at home and really get the bike dialed in, being my first off season, going into my first 450 season. So
yeah,
I want to kind of kick back and just get all the testing and figure out the right settings and all that stuff, and then get as much time on the bike before we go racing.
Pretty cool. You got to bring your mechanic, Rich Simmons, over from Troy Lee. That doesn't happen nowadays. A lot of times these factory teams are set with their guys. And, I ran into that situation back in the day where I worked well with a rider, but I couldn't go with him to the new team. You see that over and over. It used to be the other way around. The mechanic and the rider stayed together. But now it's switched a little bit, and you got to bring your mechanic from TLD. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things they told me too. Like, hey, we want to send you an offer, and we want you to bring Rich with you. And
that
awesome. Was like, that made the decision even easier than it already was. So like, yeah, we've been together. I mean, working together for 5 years now, so we're going on 6, and then my contract's through 16 too. So hopefully it'll be 7. And yeah, we've just worked really well together, and I think he kind of plays an important role in the whole program.
Yeah, no doubt. He might even be cheering for you more than Brayton at this point now.
I know. Finally. Actually, we're racing against each other.
Right. He's finally come around to you. It's taken 6 years, but he's finally starting to cheer for you. It's good to see.
Yeah.
So yourself, I guess you probably can't tell us, but I'm guessing the KYB versus Showa suspension test, I'm thinking the KYB won. I'm just guessing. What do you think?
I'm still waiting to try it.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but yeah. I don't know what they're gonna run or not. I mean,
because holy crap, did that KYB stuff work good on Trey Kennard's bike, right?
Yeah, it did look good. Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I've been Showa for. I mean, I've run in the air stuff for the past 5 years and loved it.
Right.
So I'm interested, and just kind of waiting to see. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I'm coming from a whole different team, and I've only had 3 days on the bike. So
one of the things when you get to the level that you're at, too, one of the things that you got to get good at as a rider is testing, because you do a lot more of it as a big-time 450 guy. There's more races in the season, more testing. You kind of got to learn how to test. And I imagine you've gotten pretty good at it, but it's one of those things that like a rider really has to work on, huh?
Yeah, it is. And that's like one thing when like. If I've seen riders at the track and been like, they say like, oh, I can't tell a difference. But like to me, it's like we spend so much time on the bikes.
Right.
Like, to me, I'm like, how can you not know?
Right.
You can change one click in my fork, and I'll know. I'll feel something. It's either pushing or it's knifing or doing something. So.
Right.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I think naturally you kind of just transition into being a better tester just by. Running a setting and then trying, a little tweak here or there. You just kind of learn what your bike does.
Right.
It's just like walking pretty much. You spend so much time on the bike.
And hey, too, Cole, 29 races now. It's a long season. It's a long season. But I mean, obviously, you're going to change
17 of them are Supercross rounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, you're all about it. But you got to change your training program a little bit, I imagine, right?
Yeah, and I hired Jeff Ward as my riding coach this year, so
sweet.
Pretty stoked. We have a long history. You helped me out on 80s and stuff. So
right, yeah.
I'm stoked to working with him.
Wardy, according to Ping, Wardy was a big guy to get you on that Troy Lee team in the first place when you were number 200 or whatever number you were, 220.
Yeah, he was a big help with that too.
Yeah, so. No, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That'll work out pretty good. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. The new number 14 Honda factory rider, Cole Seeley. I think I like 14. It'll look good. Yeah, should look good for you. And a little bit, you ride a little bit like Kevin too. It's gonna be a little bit like that.
Smooth.
Smooth. Everyone's like, you gotta do whips and you gotta
opening
transfer
ceremony,
the intro or whatever. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, man. What to get myself into.
Yeah, really, right? I know. Fantastic. And we'll say hi to the Honda guys for us, and congrats on the gig. And thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, thanks.
Good job, Cole.
All right. Yeah. Cole Seeley, everybody, the new Honda factory rider.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing how he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be really good. I had the guy on Twitter that said he's barely a top 10 Supercross rider. I'm like, what races have you ever watched?
Yeah.
The guy's top 10 in his sleep.
Did he get on the podium once, or he got a fourth for sure?
I thought he got on the podium at Indy when it was all muddy and ruddy.
If he didn't get on the podium, he got fourth.
He was right there. No doubt about it. Let's take a couple calls before we come up with Josh Hill. Greg, what